All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, first and foremost, we have to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Bahashem,
Bahashem.
Yahushai,
Yahushua.
Bahashem,
Bahashem.
Barakakadash.
Rakakadash.
All right, I'd like to say double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who well and taught us his truth. Because without the apostles and elders, man, we wouldn't have the knowledge today. Calling on the correct names. Knowing the breakdowns. Understanding, understanding who the scriptures are actually meant for, which are meant for the Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which makes up the bulk of Israelites. Don't get it twisted. However, the Israelite foreigners are scattered amongst the other nations that look like the other nations, but the seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Again, we learned this from our apostles and elders, a great millstone, starting with the elder apostle Tahar on down, right? Yeah, right. And we also like to say peace and salutations, to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect, and the 1/3. All right, is brother Salah.
Brother Nawaha.
All right, for today's lesson, it's a World War III update. This is a video from the brother from Arrows of Indignation 144, and the video as you can see, man. Ammon. Ammon's getting stirred up, man. He's threatening the king of Babylon. Caesar Nero, aka Trump. Man, he's threatening to basically drop all of America's debt, and which is basically gonna help collapse America's economy, which is what the elites want, man. So basically, right, the Lord's ultimately stirring up the minds of these people, right? The Lord is using the left hand side through from Satan through Amalek, right? And Amalek's giving barking orders to Caesar Nero, to push out these tariffs, and then the reaction is Ammon and Moab, joining forces and doing this back and forth, with a trade war to ultimately collapse, Babylon's economic hegemony, being the world reserves currency to ultimately usher in their NWO, their New World Order, which is what that charagma, that micro hip, all roads lead to the micro hip, man, and this just goes to show you, man, that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, he is a master chess player, he has pinpoint and know everything that's gonna be done, and the wicked elites, they know this, but guess what? They have no choice but to play that role, man. They're gonna make that attempt. They're gonna try to make that attempt, but ultimately they're gonna fail. That's why they have these bunkers, because they know what their latter end is, right? Them chains, and them chains are rattling hard.
That's absolutely.
Yes, sir. So we're gonna bring out we're gonna first read the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 7. It says here, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh Shemashai's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, meaning her philosophies, right? Her ways, going back to that image of the beast. Therefore, the nations are mad. Yeah, these nations are, and as you can see, man, these nations are pissed off. So before I play the video, man, we're gonna read the copyright statement. All right, so disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right. So with that out of the way, we're gonna play the video.
Breaking news, the United States' closest ally has just declared economic war and is holding a $1.13 trillion nuclear option. Japan's finance minister just went on live national TV and announced that their $1.13 trillion in U.S. Treasury bonds is now a weapon. This is real leverage that could destroy the U.S. bond market and collapse the economy. If Japan sells even a fraction of that debt, interest rates will skyrocket. Home loans, car payments, and even credit cards will immediately get more expensive. Inflation will skyrocket, the economy will crash, and the dollar will get weaker. And if China joins in, it's game over. Together, China and Japan hold over $2 trillion of U.S. debt. A coordinated dump could collapse confidence in the U.S. bond market, which is the backbone of global finance. This would force the U.S. government to pay way more to borrow money just to stay afloat. Medicare, Social Security, and federal salaries will all be at risk. Your tax dollars will just go to damage control. This was a surgical, calculated warning. Trump's trade war has officially triggered an economic counterattack. The message is clear. Keep pushing Japan and they'll light the fuse. And if China follows, America will burn from the inside out.
What the United States is saying is completely unreasonable. Their logic is all over the place, and there's no consistency at all. However, when Japan negotiates with what they are saying, to be frank, it's akin to being extorted by a delinquent. If Japan gives in, thinking it's a negotiation or a deal, and compromises on its position, it sets a bad precedent as a customary practice. If you give money to someone extorting you, they'll just come back to extort you again. In the first place, even their equations are completely nonsensical. I wasn't good at math either, but if that equation appeared in a math test, it would definitely score 0. That's why, even though Minister Akazawa is serious and capable, there's a concern about whether it's okay for a serious person to handle this. Since they're not a straightforward opponent, they won't listen to straightforward reasoning. Even though all options were mentioned, you must never show compassion to an opponent who isn't straightforward. If you ease up on them, it will set a bad example. In any case, I hope we absolutely do not give in to America's extortion. This may sound harsh, but it really is extortion. If we comply with this, it will truly set a bad example. Truly. Minister Iwata, I know you might not have much time, but I highly recommend watching the documentary about Roy Cohn, the lawyer who mentored him, and the documentary about Mr. Trump. By watching those, I hope you can gain some insight into what kind of person Mr. Trump is. When you watch it, you really get a sense of, oh, this is the kind of person he is. During the tariff review, he was so relaxed that he went to his own golf course. It wasn't a decision made after much deliberation. He's really mocking the world. Well, you know, Minister Akazawa is a serious person, and Minister Iwaya is also a serious person. So if you approach that person seriously, you'll definitely just get taken advantage of. I believe that Minister Iwaya was quite spirited in his younger days, and I hope he remembers that. Even now, Minister Iwaya is full of energy, and I urge him to demonstrate that spirited nature in negotiations with the United States and to promise not to yield to any extortion.
Well, yeah, and that's Evan basically saying they not taking shit anymore. Along with Moab, they not taking shit anymore from Babylon the Great, right? Let's get a couple of precepts here.
Yeah, a lot of these nations ain't taking crap from America anymore.
They're fed up with Babylon the Great, and that takes us directly to Revelation chapter 17 verse 16. We are living. You are seeing Revelation 17 verse 16 unfold before our very eyes, right? Right, and it says, you know, and the 10 horns was sauce upon the beast was sauce upon the beast. These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And that's NATO and the EU, right? You know, You know, and their allies, right, and their allies being Japan, right, but now Japan's joining back with China and the BRICS nation, right, right, you know, going to the prophecy of Gog and Magog being a guard unto these other nations, right. All these other nations round about, they get ready to take Babylon down, right. All these smaller nations, right. Right, that's why they're all bucking up and saying these things to America, right? Because what's it called? Maybe, yeah, because right now, man, they're hearing the war drums beat, right? And so let's see if I can find that.
Oh, I have a precept.
Yeah,
Give me a chance.
Here it is. I have it out right now. Yeah. Like you just heard from Ammon, right? And now Moab. These nations that used to be weak, man. Yeah, they started leveling up. You know, they've gotten strong. You know, they started hitting that gym. You know, as a metaphor, while America became fucking fat and lazy, and then they put a proud ass band. You know that little horn in the power, right? You know, and we know that little horn represents America.
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. Hey, we're doing a
Shalom.
lesson right now. Brother Nawa.
Get on the Jake, man. With that hell doctrine, that nigga couldn't say nothing, man. I mean, I cut his ass up with his word, man.
Oh, we live. We live. We live.
Yeah, we're live. We're live.
Con.
Okay. Okay, but but as I was saying, man, like these other nations, right? They're like, as you saw from that video here, you know, from Arrows of Indignation 144, or Japan is basically like we're not we're done being bullied by America. You know, you know, fuck you guys. They're basically saying that like because of these trade wars, because of these tariffs, right? You know, they're basically willing to drop all American, you know, debts and bonds that they have, which will basically crash the economy, which is what the elite want, and so they can usher in that MOTB ultimately, right? Right, but
I brought that precept.
I'm getting to the precept block, but but basically, right, this is eventually gonna cause these nations to go to war. That's why they're starting to book up. So this is Book of Joel, chapter 3, verses 9 through 10. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles: prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's exactly what you're seeing right now. You're seeing all these nations that used to be that used to be weak. You know, well, you know, and this is after World War II. You know, all the other nations, were weakened. Because of bloodshed and warfare and what's it called and basically economic control. Oh, they've gone strong, right? And now that these nations are strong, they're all banding together, and now they're bucking up against Babylon the Great, which was eventually going to lead to what, you know, that third woe, Armageddon. But that's not until they implement the MOTV after that economic collapse, which will happen during this time.
Con. Hey, Shalom, brother Nawaha.
Shalom,
I got a
bro.
question for you. You know that brother Yashamar 144K? I think you had liked one of his posts, man. I just got off the
Yeah.
phone with him. I'm gonna make this brief, but bro, that brother, you know, I just had a basically I didn't get on him like I got on him about the scriptures because he tried to come at me and was like he tried to say I was wrong for saying all Israel shall be saved. And I just say that to say, bro, because a lot of Akim tapping in with him like, and he not even correlating with the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's going off. He just got like he got mad because I said all Israel was gonna be saved.
But did you break it down to him though?
Yeah,
Because
I
he
broke it.
probably.
I broke it down to him. But this the same dude that's all on Instagram right now, trying to
Cause
break down
he
the
be having
scriptures and
points.
don't
He,
even know
he
what
be
the hell
having
he's
points.
talking about.
He be having points though, but
Like he definitely, I told him he definitely has some points, but he tried to come at me saying I was wrong. But I broke it down to him. You know, I sent him some brothers' videos too, because he didn't understand. You know, but he definitely got a zeal. But like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But niggas breaking down stuff don't even know what they talking about. A novice been lifted with pride. But he said he's been in the faith since he was 9. But just because you've been, it's not about how long you've been in the faith. The Rakakodash not dealing with you, just not dealing with you.
He threw it when he had his girl on his bed.
Yeah, yeah. Nigga tried to say I was talking about nigga you wrong. Nah, he couldn't say nothing. Like he just got off the phone with me. He couldn't say nothing. He hopped in the car. He couldn't say nothing. I brought up the scriptures. I said through my precepts I get understanding. He couldn't debate with it. He's talking about he believe in the hell doctrine, nigga. Nigga believes
Yeah, he
it's an
threw.
everlasting hell with fire, man. Go ahead with that shit, man.
He threw.
Coon ass niggas.
Yeah,
Talking about
it's over
he
for
don't
him.
follow
I'm
no
not
camp
watching
or
that
no
shit no
elders,
more.
man. I knew he was bugged out when he said that shit.
I ain't posting that shit no more. He threw.
Hell no, I just I just let you know cause I had seen you in his likes and he be sounding good, but nigga, he ain't talking, nigga, he don't know shit, man. Humbly speaking.
Yeah, good luck to put me on.
Already. I'm gonna tell the other brothers too. Giuseppe tapped in with him, I'm gonna let him know.
But I ain't gonna lie though. We might as well cut the vid now. Off of that comment.
Oh yeah, Salakia, brother Salakia.
It's that's see. Hey, I'm just gonna say this. They like, and I'm trying to get not to get bad, but this wrong, but man, like, and the other elders and the other elders and apostles have said this too, man. There's a lot of young Jakes, man, that come in this truth, man, that aren't consuming the milk. You know, that's what, or they aren't digesting the milk properly, right? You know, as I believe I saw that from the elder brother Amon Abad, right? And right, and the thing is, though, that's why they can't get certain understandings, such as all Israel being saved. Why? Because they don't know stuff like reincarnation. Yes, your spirit comes back in the third and fourth generation, pertaining to the books of into the book of it's on the tip of my tongue. It's and I believe it's in the book of Numbers, if I'm not mistaken.
Khan. Yeah, we gotta go over that because I understand reincarnation, but I need the precepts on that too. Just in case. Cause yeah, man, he tried to, and I said since it's a hill, bring up. I brought up that precept when it said all goes to one place. So I said, shit, we all go to hell then? What is this talking about? This all one place. The body returning to the dust and the spirit to returning to the one who gave it. Who is this talking about? Since it's a hill, everybody he couldn't answer. He couldn't answer.
Asking from the body, present with the Lord.
That's what I'm saying. He couldn't answer. That's what I'm saying. Now it's been lifted with pride. He falling to the condemnation of the devil. Nigga talks making them videos with his woman and shit. Man, go ahead. Bug the fuck out. A coon ass nigga. Talking about he ain't got no elders. No, he don't follow no camp. Man, go the fuck on.
These Jakes, they self-willed, and the reason why they get mad is because they're getting emotional, and the reason why they're getting emotional is because is because they lack that understanding. That's why they're getting emotional when you say things like Yahweh Shai is the reincarnation of who King Solomon and Isaac and he was a death angel. And he was Adam, and he was Melchizedek, Malach tells Odak, or the King of Righteousness, which he is the
I'm
King of
telling you.
Righteousness.
Well, it's for you to know the mysteries of the kingdom. To them, it's not given. The election has attained it. The rest was wanted. These niggas, they desire to be teachers of the law. They don't understand the word. They don't understand the scriptures. They just don't understand it. You know, so I just really thought that was real bugged out or now how like this nigga all on Instagram, man, trying to preach the word and nigga believe in the hell doctrine. Like, come on, man.
He
He
had me
talking
though. I
about
ain't
an
gonna lie.
everlasting
The
fire.
brother had me because he was popping his shit though.
And he said, yeah, he sung, he was singing his a song, but he want the song. He was singing a
Right.
song, but he want that new song. He was singing that old song. That's a rap to Christus that Jesus Christ. He was
I
singing
like how
that
you
song.
tested his spirit. I like how you tested his
Yeah,
spirit.
Khan. That's the spirit by the spirit.
Yeah.
I don't know why he said he ain't got no camp, no elders. Like, bro, you need guidance, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Talking about he don't follow no camp. No man, go ahead, man.
What's that scripture? You need to remember the days of old, something like that.
Exactly.
Paraphrase.
Yeah, man. And I told him I know he definitely got a zeal, man, but he just gotta humble himself. That's all. He just gotta humble himself. You know.
Yeah, he doing too much.
He doing too much, man. Trying to act like he Peter or something. Like, humbly speaking, man, stop acting like you know it all. You don't know it all. No, I don't know it all. I'm still learning. We all learning, man. I teach what
Well,
I know.
Deuteronomy 32:7. Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Con. I said, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honors, man. Like, what is that talking about? Apostle Tahar been in this truth over 35 years. You know what I'm saying? Pushing it. And the fact he said that, yeah, that's so disrespectful, man. But
You
so
know what
like,
kind
go
of
ahead,
faith
go
you
ahead, go ahead.
had to push that for 35 years, bro? Sheesh.
That's what I'm saying. 35 plus. That's what I'm
That's what
saying.
I'm
35
saying.
plus.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, brother Salah, go ahead, go ahead. Salaki.
Right. So all right. All right. Continuing on. Right. Right with the lesson. Yeah. Yes. 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 So, yeah. So basically, what you're witnessing now. Salaki for getting sidetracked. Right. 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 But you but yes, as you can see, man, these other nations they're starting to they are starting to buck up against Babylon the Great. Why? Because that third bowl is coming soon, right? Yeah. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man, he stir up the minds of these other nations, right? This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in him. That's right, man. And as you saw that Ammonite elite, that Ammonite politician, right, in that video, he basically said, that DJ Trump, right, he's making all these erratic decisions that don't make sense. Like, it's like I think he was like delinquent. I forgot how he said it. Let's play back the video of how he said it.
Equations are completely nonsensical. I wasn't good, and compromises on it being extorted. It's akin to being extorted by a delinquent.
Yeah. Like you say, it's like a kid being extorted by a delinquent. As you saw, man, DJ Trump, man, he's making all these erratic decisions. The tariffs, which really that's not going to help the American people, right? Because that's coming out of the pockets of these private corporations, these private investors, man, and they're not willing to bring the factories back to America. And even if they do, they're all just going to replace them with AI anyways, because now you have automated machines that can run autonomously by itself using AI, right? So there's basically no need for these workers anymore, right? These machines, they can pretty much program them themselves, right? We're at the point where machines can basically build other machines.
Yeah, I can still bring out that precept.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Salaki.
Jeremiah chapter 51:58. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire. The people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. Come.
Hey, that's right. These people, they basically are laboring in vain because they're laboring on a sinking ship, man. Man, like people, they're starting to crash out, man. What they're and like what are they doing? They're taking they're taking their 2 weeks of leave, going on these long vacations, ordering that steak dinner. And as the elder Malcolm was said, man, these people are wise for doing that. Why? Because they live it up, man. Because after that, if they're not an Israelite, your ass is pretty much going into slavery.
Where it is written, slavery.
Yeah, right. So we're gonna read a little bit in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 5. It says here, "The Lord Yahweh Bashem has broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath and continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. Breaking forth this saying, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow has come against us. And yeah, even the trees, man, the trees are going to talk shit to you Edomites when you guys are going to get put into captivity, man. All right. Verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It sitteth up and stir up the dead for thee. Even all the chief ones of the earth hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou become as weak as we? Are thou become like unto us? Yeah, and that's what these other nations are saying right now, man. That's saying that, oh, Trump's being erratic. He's making all these nonsensical decisions. But well, you know what? They're gonna play hardball too, man. Man, they're gonna collapse the economy, right? But again, that's ultimately the usher and that MOTB to let prophecy play forward, right? And and I remember not too long we did a video on that Japanese article. If you look at my page, we're not gonna play that video, but as you see right here, it says the video is titled "The Beginning of Sorrows," right, and it shows the thumbnail of this Japanese article I found. It was just a random newspaper I found when I got something from Japan, but basically, right, I was like it caught my eye through the spirit, and I translated using using Google Translate. I took a picture of it, copied the words, pasted in the translator, and basically, right, it basically said the same thing that the Ammonite politician said. Right, so if we jump here, right, if you read in like the fourth paragraph, right, it's right, and if you read here, they basically say, President Trump, who calls for an end to the Ukrainian war and the Middle East conflicts with violent and unfair ideas that are hard to believe for any head of a country that had always believed in freedom, democracy, and rule of law, will likely be considered a quote unquote great president and a myth in history in 100 years time. And that's basically Japan. Ammon's a nice way of saying Trump's a fucking dumbass. For basically causing the war in the Ukraine, because now guess what, that costed Europe a lot of money, right? And now Europe's looking at America sideways, and that goes back to Revelation 17 verse 16 of the beast hating the whore. Man, so yeah, man, so everything's lined up in play for Babylon the Great to eventually collapse, man, and usher in that MOTB, that micro C, the Quran, pertaining to Revelation 13:16 on down, right? Right, so we dangerously approaching that time. We are at the door. Right. So what's gonna happen when that MOTB hits, right? Well, I'll tell you, man. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Yeah, that's right, man. These are the nations that arrow and those bow. That's talking about the bows represent the missile silos, and the arrows represent them ICBM nuclear missiles, right? And they're gonna fire towards Babylon the Great, man. And that goes to show you, man, that prophecy was declared even from the beginning. Yahushua, he saw the downfall of Babylon the Great. That's why Yahushua said, "I beheld Satan that fell as lightning." And let's get that. Luke chapter 10 verse 18, and he said unto them, and this is Yahushua in the red letter, I believe Satan, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven, right? Right, so right, and Yahushua, he saw this from the very beginning of creation. Satan, man, and Satan just goes back to the Lord adversary. And was talking about Satan, he's actually talking about Esau, man. He saw Esau fall out of his rulership, heaven, and if you break down the word heaven, it goes into what loftiness and a high position, man, and that's what Esau is. His pride's been lifted up. That's why that's why the scripture says, thy pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, because this motherfucker thinks he's gonna rule forever, right? But no, man, again, as I learned from I believe it's the brother ICR from minute 144 saved, Yahushua's sacrifice, man, him dying on the cross, man, that was basically to absolve the elect's sins, right? So the elect's can be covered by the blood of Yahushua, and that they can't be blamed for their sins. That Satan, right, and Esau, they can't point their fingers and says like, oh, look, Lord, see, they've done this, then the third, but no, that's not gonna be the case. Why? Because Yahushua, he already paid that debt for us, man. Man, 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 he Lord willing, we that we are part of the elect. We're part of that number. Yahushua, paid the ultimate, paid the price for us. So the elect can get saved. That we can get beamed up and get them new spiritual bodies, right? He defeated death for us, man. That we might have a chance, and that's what our hope is in. We hope that we're part of the elect. All right, all right. Yeah. But ultimately, man, these are the nations. Ammon and Moab. Yeah, they're eventually gonna go into captivity, right? As Isaiah chapter 40 verse 17 says, all nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. Yeah, yeah, man. And yeah, man. These other nations, like they gonna serve that hardcore 1,000 years of bondage, right? And after that, they get to go back to their homeland. They got they of course they got to be tributaries under Israel, right? And follow our ways and customs, right? Right. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 14. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to their works of their own hands. Right? Yeah. So these nations, they're definitely gonna get it. During the first 1,000 years of slavery, man. And brother, if you have any precepts to bring out,
For what?
um, the lesson in general, like.
Um. Oh yeah. I got you. I got you. Yeah, I got you. Oh. The yeah. Here we go. Here we go. So we got Psalms 49:11. It said, "Their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names." It said, "Nevertheless, man being in honor, it biddeth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their saying, Salah. Like sheep, they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning, and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling." So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Esau thinks his kingdom is gonna last forever. Yeah.
And it's funny you said like it mentioned before that it said they're beast, right?
Huh?
Yeah, and you could say that basically proves that when it talks about the beast in Revelation, that's referring to who Esau, other than Esau, Edom himself, man.
Fucking monkey.
They're actually the beast, man, and they gotta be put back in their fucking cage where they belong.
Exactly. Esau told him to
I
come
got a
back.
precept.
I'll go ahead, brother.
Bring it up.
Revelation 18:2. He cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, in the hold of every foul spirit, in the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yes, sir, man. And and
That's right.
and soon we about to see Babylon's hatred on full blast once Jacob's trouble comes, man, with the with the ushering of martial law, right?
Huh.
Going back to Caesar Nero's strengthening and unleashing America's law enforcement to pursue criminals and protect innocent citizens, right? Basically, right? It's him trying to reinstate quote unquote white supremacy, even though white supremacy never really died down. And why is because Esau's still in rulership, and he still has quote unquote privileges, even though those quote unquote privileges are actually fastly disappearing, right? Because why? Because them curses are falling upon him, right? Right, and as that picture you sent, brother Sarah, man, martial law is for quote unquote black, you Jakes, you Israelites, right? Communities only, right? So that goes to show you, man, that this devil was never for you, right? And we're gonna close out with this precept right here. Never. This is the book of
Yeah, I was gonna say real quick that Esau see the rise of Jake streets. I start to see more white people homeless on the street
Me
than
too.
Jake. It used to be Jake.
Oh, no. But brother, now you know what's funny? Like, not only do I see a bunch of homeless Edomites or quote unquote white people on the street, right? But like they also get into a bunch of car accidents too. Like it's Edomite on Edomite crime or Edomite accidents, right? Like they be fucking running into each other. Like I see their bumpers, turning into like fucking cubes, man. Like these people are absolutely through it. And when I was driving on the freeway, right, like I saw this car parked, and I saw like these young Edomite kids, or these young adult Edomites, right. I saw this guy, and he has like two girls right next to him, and one of the girls it just had like fucking purple hair. I'm just like these people are just bugged out and completely through, man.
But dope, man.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, they do,
off.
and that's why I don't help them because when Jake was out there, Jake had to get on their own.
For real. They've been going now since 1969 when they went to the stars, right? Well, supposedly.
Yeah, well,
1969, right?
yeah. 1969 is when they went to quote
Okay.
unquote space. Of course, they never.
Obadiah 1 and 4. Obadiah 1 and 4.
Yeah, actually, let's get Obadiah 1 and 4.
Yeah, they went to the stars, and that motherfucker's been going down, man. Esau been going down. Supposedly went to the stars.
It's
Never went to the fucking stars.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's start at verse 3. Obadiah chapter 1, starting at verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, then will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Yeah,
That's right.
and that's what you see, man. You see these fucking Edomites come down to the ground, right? And brother, now I know he said that's why you never help these damn devils. Is why it's because they never helped us out, right? They told us, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Well, now what? We tell these devils the same damn thing, right?
Exactly. I seen one the other day. That nigga looked like he was thirsty. I didn't give a fuck. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I don't feel bad for these motherfuckers. I don't. I
No,
don't give a
No,
damn.
they didn't feel
They
bad
didn't
for
show
us.
no pity. They didn't show
They
no
raped,
pity on our ancestors.
robbed for it.
but and
They didn't show no pity on Jake, man. So fuck them.
Yeah.
hey,
They
hey, hey,
raped,
hey,
robbed, murdered Jake.
but you know what's funny, brothers? Like one of the homeless guys I passed through, he looked like he was around my age, right? Or in his early 20s, right? this Edomite guy, he's holding up he's holding up his sign, right? And when I looked at him, he's trying hiding his face and shame behind that sign. I'm just like, damn. Not that I feel bad, but I'm just like, damn, this man is through.
I don't feel bad for him, man.
No,
Hope he
I
becomes.
don't I don't feel bad. I'm just
Hope he
like,
becomes. Hope he becomes more through.
not, let me get this precept out. Now they're in the spirit. There be 9 things. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I'll utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his kids, or of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's what we're seeing right now, man. We're seeing the fall of Esau Edom happening in real time, man. Brothers
Fall
have
of the empire. We seen the fall of the empire.
That's right, Esau. Your ass is through, man. You going out the door. You're out the window, man. Babylon is finished, right? You know, and with that, we could end off the lesson right there, brothers. Hope this lesson's been edifying. Salak here for getting sidetracked. That wasn't good. We'll definitely work on that better the next time. I'm gonna speak to you about that later. But with that, we have to give all praise, honor, and glory, to the Heavenly Father, the only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashim,
Yahweh.
Shai,
Hashem Rakakadash.
Kadash. All right.
Kadash.
I'd like to say double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who well and taught us this truth. We also like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the whole elect in 1/3 is your brother Salah.
Brother
Brothers
now.
enough. Enough.
That, I'd like to say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.